Are we looking at TSB versus Scandi Recon? I'm not going to lie, I normally don't pay attention until we get on the server here, but we do have 4 IB on GREENFOR, 1 ER on BLUFOR, Azariah, so GREENFOR is Scandi Recon, and then Devincer, yep, on BLUFOR, so it is Scandi Recon versus TSB. Got G-Legs on BLUFOR, Joseph Stalin on BLUFOR, so a lot of the 1 ER guys, yeah, they're all BLUFOR. So a good mix of players here. T5 Bay on BLUFOR, and then I'm assuming Nemesis is on GREENFOR, unless he's with the staff team instead. Yeah, so basically my top-rated player is Nemesis, and my second top-rated player is T5 Bay, so they're on opposing factions. So this should be some really good PvP. We'll have to see how things go. I'm going to tab out real quick. I'm going to change it to Beast Battle. I'm feeling it for Bohemia. So let's go with that. Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? So, let's see. GREENFOR has control of 2 cache sites, and they're pretty well spaced out here on peninsulas. If GREENFOR is quick, they can also rush for control of these crossing areas. However, BLUFOR does have helicopters that they can use to do air assault on these objectives, but for a... Gosh, like a 65 v 55 is probably going to be the official number. Give or take with that 10% numbers advantage on BLUFOR. 55 players could set up a good perimeter here. If they put like a squad here, and then a squad down here to cover. But because the cache sites are really well inside of these areas, I could see them, I could see a lot of fortifications being made on the cache sites themselves, because the zones aren't too big. They leave quite a few, they do leave a few buildings to be explored inside, so we'll see where the actual positioning is, but there's a lot of room for GREENFOR to set up good defensive lines here, and not a lot of room for BLUFOR to assault. It's really favoring a BLUFOR steamroll approach, but there is room for them to do air assault for a pincer move, so we'll just have to see how things go. Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw picket line defense was a few months ago with that one peninsula on Altus, with the military base all the way on the eastern tip, and the defenders ended up winning because they just had the better long-range optics. They also utilized explosive traps. They did a really good job, and it just whittled down the attacking faction. I do wonder what the weather is going to be like as well for this one. I wouldn't claim it's an independent victory just yet because of the spread of forces here. Usually, like, if we had T5 Bay, TSB, and Scandi Recon on GREENFOR, I would call it early, but just seeing the names on both sides, it is pretty even. Seeing a mix of admins and vets on both sides here. I'd say GREENFOR has a slight advantage in the amount of vets I've seen, but it is literally just because they have an extra, like, 1 or 2 people.
33 minutes in. Let's go.
Love how we hear Yanni in the opening barrage right there, just to call out that it started so late. And that is the sound of 123 or 124 people being moved into the TFAR channel, so it's going to lag a little bit. You're going to hear a lot of clicking as TeamSpeak adjusts to hear all that.
What's a rule?
And now, you know, coming in, you can hear them locally.
Don't oof. You can turn your head.
But the Ginger Gamer, thanks for the tier 1 sub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a kick out of this PvP commentary stream, and I hope you're staying safe on COVID, man.
10 seconds.
BLUFOR does not have boats, no. I'm going to tab out real quick and just turn the music down a touch.
Lucius.
I want to be able to hear the local comms a little better here.
I think we are a little bit overpowered asset-wise.
Forward.
Yeah, so BLUFOR, your standard Marine Marpack gear. What's GREENFOR, though? That's a little bit of a wild card here. They appear to be...
Do you have to share the same opinion?
No, you're just...
Yeah, some sort of Cherno-Russian force. But with, honestly, it looks more Russian, actually. Except they... Ooh, wait a second. I'm not seeing body armor. Oh. Oh, no. Alright, no, I'm gonna call it early then. It's gonna be a BLUFOR victory. Here's the statistics here. FNF has a mod where every vest, regardless of its armor value, is scripted to be the same value here. However, that is only if they have a vest. I'm not seeing any vests on GREENFOR. I'm seeing chest rigs. I'm not seeing vests. There's no body armor on GREENFOR at all.
It looks like we're doing this.
Now this is Lord's first mission, so I'm not sure if he's aware of this, but yeah, I'm only seeing chest rigs.
I feel that they're going to put their armored assets for Overwatch. So
I have never seen an operation where when it's body armor versus no body armor, the no body armor side usually gets steamrolled pretty hard. Because with body armor, especially with similar calibers, actually even the last one I did with Barb was actually a few weeks ago, where GREENFOR had 7.62 based weaponry and no body armor, and BLUFOR had vests in 5.56. So GREENFOR had a caliber advantage, but BLUFOR had a body armor advantage, and BLUFOR still steamrolled the shit out of them. So this is literally an even caliber 5.56 versus 5.45, but BLUFOR has body armor. So I'm not sure if BLUFOR's realized this advantage yet. They also have some transport MRAPS here, some 113s, and a 1117. That GL is rescripted, though, to be a 7.62 gun instead. And then they also have a little bird here with a single M134, which normally isn't a threat, but because GREENFOR doesn't have body armor, that could actually be pretty significant. You sure, Tarnfolk?
Check.
I mean, Tarnfolk, he is one of the guys that does make missions, so I trust his judgment, but usually, like, I've seen it time and time again. Alright, so we got a mission dev for FNF claiming that they still will have body armor. We'll see. We'll see, I could be wrong, but Barb, if he's still here, can attest. When we see people with chest rigs versus people with actual plate carriers, it seems like the guys with the chest rigs don't have anything. But alright, then I will rescind my claim right there. I will then still say it's pretty even here. Anyone can win, but BLUFOR definitely has a little bit of an asset advantage here, but OPFOR has a lot of weaponry here to counter those vehicle assets, because they definitely have a terrain advantage in defending. The only two vehicles that BLUFOR has that are amphibious are those 113s, but they're going to be very slow in the water.
Like, I'm not even looking. No.
But there is a lot of opportunity here for BLUFOR to do a lot of assault vectors on GREENFOR's territory here. And I think there is just a little bit of too much territory for GREENFOR to effectively cover. But I could see them putting like a squad up here, a squad over there, and just trying their best to, you know, cover everything and just be reactionary instead, because of the size of this AO. Now, looking at these actual cache sites, though, we got one cache literally on the top part of this, not the like top, but, you know, the top floor of the office complex, hidden away behind a door. So that's a pretty good AO in itself, especially with all these buildings as enterable. That actually leaves a lot of room in this building, for example, for that cache to be in. So BLUFOR is going to have to spend a hot second searching around. Furthermore, that office building is not destroyable. Looking at the southern cache, buildings are a little smaller. It's a residential areas, and there's a little more open area here for GREENFOR to have to defend, but they could fortify around it because it's all within GREENFOR's territory. But I could definitely see like a squad defense, and then some Overwatch elements, and then a reactionary force based off of those 2 UAZ Dishkas. And then the helicopter's sole job would be to find the little birds and try to stop them. So Shepard's going to have a really tough job here, especially contesting with that AH-6 with that 134. So we'll just have to see how things go. So how does balance work for these missions? Barbarian replying with a yes. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Just yes, it works. that's all we need. Another Collins? What, in chat? Yes, you're right. There is another Collins. I know there's a Collins in TF121 as well. That's why I was asking. But they usually just play in NA because they are an NA community.
Pierce, can you come to me, please? Your X-ray is... I want an X-ray to be primarily at the beginning in Overwatch.
Okay, but if they fucking rush this, we are dead.
Actually, no, probably not.
You don't think you will
If
be.
Vault uses their assets like they should,
Hello.
you should be able to win.
Sanders, you mind if Scandi takes a truck?
Yes, Candy can take a truck.
Okay, so one thing I...
So Sanders, who is GREENFOR command, he wants X-Ray to be some sort of Overwatch element. X-Ray voiced a concern that if they rush, they're going to get killed off, though. So I don't know where they're going to Overwatch specifically. This is a very small AO, mind you. But we'll have to see how things go. Falcon Labs, thanks so much for the 11-month resub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a kick out of this one.
I'm gonna get a headshot now you said that.
And Nim, how are you doing? Honestly, if what Tarn folks said is correct, then it probably is going to be too much of a shit show, but it should be interesting.
I'll take it from behind.
Hey, Natty, my man. Thank you so much for... Why am I blanking? The 5-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, dude, and I do hope you get a kick out of this. It was a tier 3 sub as well. Hope you stay safe on COVID, though I hear Australia is doing really well on that factor compared to a place like the United States, so we'll just have to see.
Blue.
15th MEU does have a presence in FNF, though I will admit I don't see too many of them around anymore. They were here really often, I want to say over... Ever since the new year, I've seen them less and less here, but I've seen them make a big appearance once or twice, but they used to encompass a lot more of the player base. Similar to FK, they'll sometimes bring a group. I'm actually going to look up in the TeamSpeak here.
Alright. Sola.
Like, we don't see any House Aiden guys anymore. For FK, we only see Olaf come around. And I don't see a lot of Arma Serbia either. I don't see Severe around that much anymore. Which is a shame. I really like that guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hotel Actual.
Australia's basically 1 person per square mile.
Sure.
That's a funny way of putting it.
Hotel is Hotel Actual, Hotel 1's Hotel 1, and Hotel 2's Hotel 2.
What platoon lead above Scandia Recon is, we can go ahead and check. They are 1st platoon, which means they're under Pierce and Navy. But let's actually look at the roster here. Let me give some shout-outs to players I know are really good. So Dusty's, we see him command a lot. He's a good player on his own. Dreams, Swola, Fred, definitely names to watch here. Dingo, one of the staff members, of course. Wheaton, also a really good player from 1ER. Indigo, again, a staff member. Padge, Joseph, Kami, really good players as well. Any 1ER guy, usually going to be above the breast in that sense as well, especially after what we saw on the Super Saturday a few weeks ago. Novix is a great player. Guy Fieri started rough on his debut, but has actually turned out to be a really good player. 700 Cadian, operating under the 228th or Myrmidon Legion. Your standard players. We do see them sometimes, especially with last week's, no, it wasn't last week's, a few weeks ago. they can do really well. They just really need to play the fucking objective. Because they could have won a round, but instead went for kills instead. But it's just, you know, one of those heat of the moment things. T5 Bay, my second favorite player in all of FNF. Sholin, another really good player, same with Gastel. You got your members of TSB, who I, of course, am biased to, because why not? G-Leg's also really good. Olaf, the one guy that always shows up from FK. We'll see if he'll be able to make a play. Flux and Arma Jesus. Arma Jesus has actually turned out to be one of the really good players in FNF, usually coming out with at least 6 kills per round. So it's really interesting to see where, like, you know, just how he's kind of shown up and taken charge of everything. But I'm really curious to see what he does. Harrior, 2600, Tackleberry, and I mean, again, it's a good mix of players here. Good mix of vets and guys that I don't necessarily recognize. Stanners, another really good veteran player who is also a really good commander. Dusty, Firefly, a good combo. Pierce, really good. Your Scandi Recon crowd, as always, they're the best rated squad within FNF. And I say that because they're the group that a lot of groups openly admit they would not want to fight against. They themselves, out of like the 20 to 30 groups that can show up weekly to FNF, Scandi Recon accommodate, what's the right word? They're responsible for about 11% of the kills yearly in FNF, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're supposed to divide 100 by like 20 to 30, and the average is, you know, 5 or less, 11% is literally more than double that. So that's a group you don't really want to fuck with there. Nem, my favorite, top player. Give him a machine gun and he will make hell over high water. Iander with the Mat Team weapon, though, is going to probably win it for GREENFOR if BLUFOR is not careful. Iander, honestly, the best AT guy I know. Has made some really amazing AT shots here. They could potentially have a range in from BLUFOR as they come up, and if Iander's able to knock out some of BLUFOR's vehicles early, especially the 117, I could easily see the balance of power shifting into GREENFOR's favor. Otherwise, I'm seeing some newer names here. That's really good. Lamau. This is that guy that's also partnered on Twitch that sometimes drops into my stream. So it looks like he's joined in on FNF, and this is probably all of his posse here. Nice. Always nice to see when FNF grows into more groups, because, you know, like OFCRA, FNF is like a multi community thing. So, that's not the, like, proper term for it. It's more of a, you know, multi, I want to say lingual, but, you know, just, you know, communities from not just the States or the, or Europe. You know, we got some Czech communities in there. You got some Scandi communities in there. Yeah, so they're a Czech group. Exactly. That's what it was. Multinational. That's it. Thank you, Barb. Lord Dust, who made this mission, is also here. Rek, Koak, 2 really good players. Gorski, also a really good player. Bay Potato, Aim at the Stars, even though his name is Aim at the Balls. That's the joke. Really good as well. Buckets, Warlords, Rolo, yeah, all of these guys are good players. And then you got your 4IB, who are, I'm not gonna lie, they can either do really, really well, or they can completely drop the ball sometimes. But that's everyone, so. T5 Bay, no! T5 Bay, my second favorite pick. Hope he can make it back in the stream in time. Alrighty, I'm just gonna keep sipping my Stoli Dolly here, though. But, Barry, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime Gaming sub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this. Someone asking if I'm doing mead. Nope, it's Stoli Dolly today. You take a cheap vodka, like, you know, 2 or 3 liters for 30 bucks worth, and you fill it in a jar with sliced pineapple. You let it stew for 5 days, and then you serve. But otherwise, mission has started, which means T5 Bay's probably not going to get back in. What a shame. X-Ray being sent in to do some very danger close recon, though, as the helicopters are being sent in as well. It is one team of 5, with another one being a bait one, and then an arm chopper here. GREENFOR doing an all eggs in one basket approach, holding the northern group. I guess that's smart, but this could also let BLUFOR get a foothold in here, as BLUFOR is now deploying some troops right here to potentially do recon. They are just dropping 2, a marksman pair, Swola being the Mark 11 gunner there for X-Ray. These guys might not hear that chopper, though, because the BTR they're pushing up might be distracting here. And you got the vehicle crews also charging in. I don't think Scandi Recon's going to have a range on that engagement. And you got X-Ray slowly driving up the hill here. If anything, they're probably going to want to park that car right there and continue on foot, because they might get rushed if they are not careful. So BLUFOR is literally just going to steamroll this. I'm really wondering if BLUFOR is going to go down and try to take that side thing. And you also have the unarmed MI8 playing chicken with a little bird, which does have people on it. So just as a reminder, guys, you're not allowed to do any vehicle ramming, but that MI8 could definitely play chicken with it if it really wanted to. So GREENFOR is just trying to set up a bottleneck at these choke points here, but BLUFOR might be able to get their maneuvering in before that happens. There's no contact yet. I'm going to tab out real quick and mute myself, because I have a feeling we're going to see a casualty any second now. AT coming in. So that was an AT shot by Ander. It was just high. Another rocket coming in. Gets a hit on some dismounted trucks. Another AT shot coming in, and that one is also short. Ander needs to be careful, though. He doesn't want to dispense all of his AT just yet. But you are seeing vehicles lining up to try to take out infantry over here. And again, Iander is doing his best to try to snipe this 117 out early, because that is BLUFOR's biggest advantage. The mobility of a wheeled vehicle with both a 50 cal and a rescripted 7.62 will be an infantry killer. But now you got Scandi Recon trying to engage at range, but so far I do not see any casualties on either side. Furthermore, you got some BLUFOR members trying to fire at the MI8, which is just trying to draw fire. And where is that armed little bird? I have no idea. Is it grounded back here? Nope, that's another transport. So I believe the armed little bird, it's either farther back there. Yep, it's back there. So hopefully it'll find and try to eliminate that MI8. And we do have the marksman pair for BLUFOR. Could potentially come up and snipe a few members of GREENFOR right here and initiate the first few casualties. But another little bird dropping off a few additional guys right here. And you also have X-Ray being engaged. A little bit of enfilading fire being delivered from 2 different vectors as BLUFOR is beginning their cross. Ooh, one of the GREENFOR members, Firefly, gets knocked out. Could potentially wake back up, though. I am still not seeing any skulls on either side. There's the member of X-Ray waking back up. He's trying to crawl away. But the ranges here, you got to consider, the only magnified optics are part of the members of X-Ray, specifically the marksman. Each one gets like a medium range scope. Everything else is just a single magnified optic. So at these ranges, it's going to be very difficult to get kills, but not impossible. And you got the 113s moving up to support, and they are also shielded. So the gunner is very unlikely to get a headshot, or excuse me, get headshotted at this range. Something I do want to look back at GREENFOR's spawn position real quick, though, is how have they deployed those statics? It looks like they were taken. I don't see them in the roster, not the roster, but, you know, the line military parade right there. But I have no idea where they were brought to. So as a reminder, guys, these are 50-minute rounds, 5-0 with a 15-minute safe start. So we've only just gotten through 5 minutes worth of this. And there's just a long-range engagement right here. It's unlikely that we're going to see a time issue because GREENFOR is doing an all eggs in one basket approach. They're foregoing the southern objective in an attempt to try to hold BLUFOR in this kill valley here. But BLUFOR has a lot of assets and abilities to reposition their forces here. We have a helicopter battle going on back here. The unarmed MI8 appears to be trying to duke it out with a transport helicopter. Yeah, so I think they're trying to follow suit for the armed little bird to come in. There's the 134 striking. That MI8 is being exceptionally maneuverable. G-Leg's trying to get behind it, but the MI8 does have the more powerful engine. It could outrun that little bird. Technically, air-on-air ramming counts the same as intentionally running over each other in vehicles, so all Shepard's trying to do right now is avoid the gunfire and try to make him waste all of his ammo on the MI8. So what that MI8 needs to do is wait till it has a really good angle on the MI8 here, but the MI8 should also be flying over BLUFOR positions to make the little bird strafe its own units. I think that's exactly what he's going to try to do right now. That was the MI8 taking a hit. Look at this insanity. Oh. That just happened. I don't know if he was trying to attempt an emergency landing or whatnot, but he just, he bounced. Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we? So were those our first KIAs? It looks like it. Nope. Nemesis got picked off. Of course Nemesis got picked off. I don't know how he got picked off, but he did. And we have another guy, Bert, who was part of the BTR crew, is dead over here. Shepard, the pilot's dead. How did they lose the BTR already? Did they roll it down and it killed somebody? Because the little bird was busy with... I don't even want to know. Ender, double tapping the co-pilot there, and GREENFOR is pulled back to set up a defensive perimeter around the northern objective as Gorski, who's the driver, is just chilling right there. I don't understand. But it looks like BLUFOR is doing a pincer maneuver, sending half their force down south, half their force up north. So I think GREENFOR, by sending X-Ray on the rear of BLUFOR here, is going to try to deal with the northern pincer and whittle them down, and hopefully GREENFOR will have enough numbers then to deal with the second half of the BLUFOR force to come in. But we are seeing some elements of Foxtrot here remounting in a helicopter, probably to reposition potentially down south to take that objective, so BLUFOR can send its entire force to take this one position. So far, no KIAs for BLUFOR yet, and OPFOR has maintained a handful and lost their only air asset, which was to be expected because BLUFOR had the only armed air asset, but now we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Nemesis being down could change the tide in BLUFOR's favor to be more guaranteed, but GREENFOR still has 3 statics to work with, a BTR that I don't know the status of. Looks like the driver is getting it working again. Appears to be a little wobbly there. And we do have some outbound perimeter defenses, and X-Ray still coming around on the side, so I don't know, but BLUFOR has a lot of time to work with here for the 50-minute round. And they can afford to be cautious and get all their vehicles across the waterway here and use them as support or recon elements. Yes, I'm drinking. Alright, so we got BLUFOR, Alpha 2, 1ER guys leading the BLUFOR maneuver here. I think they're going to get up here and start doing some Overwatch. Got some good rock cover to work with here as well. And we have some other BLUFOR guys shooting a few targets up here. They are, I don't know if they're firing at 1ER guys or they're just seeing ghosts. I will say though, if this is Lord's first mission for development, I think he's done a really good job. If and only if it is confirmed that GREENFOR has armor in those chest rigs. If they don't have armor, then nah, this is gonna get messy, but if they do have armor, then it should be fine. There's a lot of room for GREENFOR to either do an all eggs in one basket or do a double holdout. But with BLUFOR kind of flying over this area, they're gonna realize that that position is mute. And you're going to see this large force start to maneuver in right here. So I'm really curious what X-Ray is going to do. They are on the rear here, but BLUFOR is doing a really good job maneuvering. This might just be an instance where X-Ray either is going to be able to get a few snipes on some vehicle crewmen, or they're just going to be out of position for most of the game if BLUFOR keeps up this really good momentum. Because now you're starting to see BLUFOR make this massive unified battle line here, and if they can shift the top of this to here and the bottom of it to here, you could see a really good concave going on that GREENFOR position. What I'll be curious about, though, is if BLUFOR remounts their forces that are on air assault here and try to deploy it in the low grounds to the straight south. Like back here. And then they could get another vector of forces in and just overwhelm this internal garrison. What are the Vics in play? BLUFOR has 2 113s that are armed, a 117, 2 unarmed MRAPS, which are really good for any, what's the proper term? Thunder run, which means they just charge into fire, you know, and hope they don't get killed. 1 armed AH-6 with a 134 7.62 minigun, and 2 MH-6 Little Bird transports that can carry 3, 6, 7, 8 people each, as long as they don't have co-pilots. No, this is not a meme op. This is, these people take them seriously. It's a PvP op. Alright, we're gonna approach the 30-minute mark in a hot second. BLUFOR kind of stagnant on their maneuvering. This is going to allow GREENFOR's X-Ray team to potentially get a few licks in from the rear and potentially disorient BLUFOR, but BLUFOR appears to have found the cache, and they have a machine gunner mag dumping it. The issue with this stagnation, though, for GREENFOR's sake, is that it's going to allow BLUFOR to regroup their forces and attack with their full strength, which is going to give them a numbers advantage. And we've got a mix of vets on both sides, so it could still swing either way in the PvP. Though we just had some GREENFOR guys open up on targets up here. I don't know if they are seeing ghosts or if they actually found someone. But I don't see any skulls yet on the BLUFOR side, so I think it's just a guess. That is another good point to, that Collins brings up. Scandi Recon, who was part of the Charlie 2 MAT Team Weapon Squad, used 3 of their rockets in the opening of BLUFOR, and none of them were able to score any good hits. So they're down to only, I think, 3 or 2 rockets remaining, as long as they have an assistant. Which could still be used to stop thunder runs, but they gotta be a little concerned about that ammo usage. Because the squad-based AT for both sides is only a disposable AT stick, such as that RPG-26 right there. And for BLUFOR, I believe it's going to be the M72A Law. If I can find the damn thing. Seeing some more fire going up on that hill, but again, I think that's a false positive on GREENFOR. And the X-ray team for GREENFOR has decided to stay right here instead, getting some recon data on the BLUFOR forces moving up, but they're not in a good engagement range. I think they should still keep moving. So you do hear BLUFOR Vix driving around, but now it's just all about the clock. All right, that cache is destroyed. Sounds like there's a helicopter landing to pick up this group, and we'll see where they redeploy, but that's why BLUFOR is being stagnant right now. They're going to get their full force and hit this. And we also have a team of people being deployed. This is BLUFOR X-Ray. So their marksman rifle, they're going to put on the northern side and potentially try to outflank GREENFOR elements from the north. That is a very good call by BLUFOR Command right there. Who is commanding again? Dusty's. Good call by him. He is in the back line of BLUFOR forces as they start to encircle this position. All right, chat, what do you think? Do you think GREENFOR is going to be able to hold their last cache position? Because they're going to have to hold for another 30 minutes. I suspect BLUFOR is going to take another 5 to 10 minutes to maneuver all the forces they want into these proper positions. I would expect this BLUFOR group to probably come into the low ground on the south and just, you know, help with the encirclement. But one potential fear here is that BLUFOR might be spreading themselves a touch too thin, but based on the fact there hasn't been a single BLUFOR casualty yet, but GREENFOR has suffered a handful, 4 to be specific, I don't think BLUFOR has too much to worry about, especially since BLUFOR has a 117, has 2 113s that are up armored, so if they keep them at range and keep a good escape route in case they hear an AT launch from Iander or any of the squad-based RPG-26s, I really don't think that we're going to see any issues here. Let's give them a warm welcome, shall we? We're hearing a long-range M134 barrage from the armed Little Bird. At that range, it's very unlikely to do any damage to anyone. We do have Gorski that's also pushed the BTR back. I don't know, just being encircled like this, that BTR runs a very great big risk here. We also have a flare round going down. GREENFOR still has 3 cords. We saw one of them deployed on the top of this office structure. I have no idea where the other 2 are, though. So I'm going to check for any other mounted symbols. I only see one, though, by Lord Dust. GREENFOR's done their best to dig some fortifications here, but... Or, excuse me, create some. But even with, like, 50 guys or so remaining, they do... Like, they've got a good 360 here, but it's very, very thin. And you got X-Ray now trying to close the gap. But BLUFOR appears to be sending their forces in. Alright, so now we're starting to see some long-range shots on BLUFOR forces starting to encroach on the high areas. And that appears to be, yep, the UAZ Dishkas that are also in the AOs. You also have a lot of shots coming up to where X-Ray is. And we still have the 5 of them spread out around here. Cheese doing his best to take cover back behind the tree because he got hit a few times in the legs. But GREENFOR is doing their best to hold here. A lot of fire going out to encroaching BLUFOR forces here, but you see this unified battle line starting. Foxtrot was actually deployed a little farther back on this hill. And I mean, just look at this battle line that's going to come in on GREENFOR. You've got a GREENFOR X-ray guy who's stolen an MRAP and is driving it up their line. That might be an interesting play. I have no idea what he's going to do with it, though, because he's not allowed to run people over or ram vehicles with it. But BLUFOR, I mean, just have a really good formation here. It's going to be tough for GREENFOR to beat it, but if they can find a weakness in this formation and start taking out a lot of guys and making holes within it, and lessen the amount of targets that'll fire down on him, that should be good. AT raining in. That is a Moz round, and that has taken out the BTR-70. Gorski is dead. That was by Charlie 2 BLUFOR, who was Novix, another really good AT player. His battle buddy, Guy Fieri, was down. He is being worked on, though, by Kane, another really good player. Novix firing another AT round to make sure that BTR is smoking and GREENFOR cannot use it anymore. Great shot by Novix there. Hold on. X-Ray's driven up the MRAP next to the 1117, but I don't think Dusty has any AT to deal with it. That's pretty fucking funny. See, now if he had AT, he could just like get out and boop it, get back in and drive off, but Matt teams do not get HE rounds now. He's pulling up next to it. Hey, he's staring at him like, hey, how you guys doing? What's up? And BLUFOR's none the wiser because it's a friendly MRAP. Is Paladin gonna run up to it? No, he's just crossing the street. My tracer script bugged for a second. They're not blind, they think it's a friendly Vic, because it's one of their own Vics. So yeah, X-Ray's starting to come up here. BLUFOR closing the gap, but we do have the northernmost side a little exposed right here, hugging a rock. GREENFOR, though, we just saw one guy get knocked out. What are the casualty listings? I still don't see a single fucking skull on BLUFOR. GREENFOR, though, I'm starting to see a few more fresh skulls. The gunner literally just turned and looked at the MRAP and then looked back. Jesus Christ. See, but we can't fault Olaf, Paladin, all the BLUFOR guys around because they're too busy in the moment. They haven't realized that X-Ray's done this. And Dusty's still just staying on parallel with the fucking... It's funny. It's not gonna do anything, but it's pretty funny. I can't believe that. Welcome to Arma 3 PvP, where stupid shit happens all the time like this. I'm waiting to see what Dusty does. Like, is his plan literally just to, like, drive up here and be next to a Vic as it slaughters his friends? Like... He's back... Yeah, he's not allowed to run people over with it. We just heard some sort of distant explosion. And we have a 113 that just did a super thunder run and just hippity-hoppitied around. And we have a smoke plume over here. That was probably one of the armed UAZs. So GREENFOR is down to just one UAZ here, but they are using the BTR still, even though it's smoking. X-Ray, though, in the rear here. We could see some kills get delivered. And we just heard the Moz round come in again to potentially hit that Vic. X-Ray still in that MRAP. If Nazi looks right and he times his shots, he could get a lot of kills right here. But instead, he's going to focus on that farther group. He's got to go for headshots. Firefly's also setting up. See, if Dusty was smart, he would drive up behind this MRAP, take out the gunner, get back in the MRAP, and drive off, and no one would be none the wiser. I don't think he knows that it's there, though. But X-Ray isn't an opportunity to help shift the tide here, because BLUFOR, look, he's got a 113 driving around, just popping a shit ton of smoke, and it's followed by the Mountain with a Little Bird here. And they're just trying to run some disorientation, some confusion within GREENFOR's line here. That's Malin solo driving this. Just to, I guess, smoke the GREENFOR's attack lines here so they can't see up on the hills to allow BLUFOR to advance. So a lot of crazy plays being done. Now you've got Dusty driving up. He might spot that 113 and potentially take it out. And you have X-Ray now doing its best to fire on BLUFOR members. We have multiple BLUFOR down. That is Nuzzy, more than likely, hitting them from the rear. He's on 4 kills right now. Firefly's on no kills. Knocks out Morty's there, though. And this is what I was talking about. 2 guys can easily take out a lot of dudes, but Stark is starting to catch on to it. He's coming up. Looks like BLUFOR. No, that is hostile fire coming up. Dusty's just... Oh, here we go. Gets the headshot on the gunner for that 113, and now he's going to get back in that Vic. Now he's going to drive off. And Lolo's like, hey, wait a second. Get back here, you little bitch. All right, so X-Ray now holding out here. Morphe's about to get some revenge, though. Doesn't manage to get the headshot, though. Does so on Nuzzy as he trades. Flux now running up, trying to get the kill on Firefly. But look at all of the bodies those 2 guys were able to get. Will that be enough, though, to save GREENFOR from this issue here? They still haven't not managed to get an AT round on Malin as he is still smoking out the region, causing a lot of distortion. We still have X-Ray back here. Dusty... got the kill. I think Olaf has been told that that Vic is hostile. He's now looking around for it. But he's going to turn away to go do a hunter-killer duty on that stolen MRAP. Good plays by X-Ray, sure, but will it be enough for GREENFOR to hold? BLUFOR moving a team in. This is Alpha 1. So Fire Team 1 for BLUFOR coming in. Infidel not realizing he is about to be flanked, gets a shot on his hand. More grenades going out, but this is Alpha 1 versus Scandi Recon. This is going to be a very tough fight because we got Eander in the street, Flying Finn also turning over. Lamppost getting in the way of that grenade, but still did some damage on Eander. He is now pulling away, and you got that 113 also driving in. Still running this distractionary effort as BLUFOR is starting to close the noose here. Infidel coming up. He gets taken out by Kami Slaughter. Him, Paz, and Joseph had a 3-1 on Infidel there, and unfortunately he was taken out. You have Dusty just back here waiting to make his next move as we still have the 113 by Malin driving around there, just causing all sorts of... He's really just obscuring the sight lines of GREENFOR so they can't fire up on the hills with that smoke pillow. And it's It's a tactic I only really see done in FNF, but it's done really effectively. Now you have both of the little... It's Lolo and Malin doing this tactic. And GREENFOR just doesn't know how to counter it. BLUFOR 1117 driving down. It's being supported by a few guys right here. We do have some GREENFOR guys in the vicinity, though. I don't think either of them have AT, though. I don't see any on 10 Patrick either, so they're not going to be able to deal with that 1117. But yeah, they're resorting to firing their guns at these 113s. That's just going to bounce off the armor. And BLUFOR licking their wounds up here. Yander and Finn have rallied. Naps, though, gets a pickoff kill on the guy that was furthest to the left. That would have been Pads, who is now down. Naps a really strong PvPer because he plays in the King of the Hill crowd a lot. So McGowan trying to get a shot on Malin here, misses that AT, and you still have the smoke generator going for the 113s. And honestly, that has allowed BLUFOR to just move a lot of manpower down into this AO. Now you got Lolo face to face with a GREENFOR dude. He turns in after seeing it's probably that's an OPFOR guy. Are they gonna ram each other? Dusty's just telling him to check it. He's trying to stop Lolo from doing the smoke generator stuff. Hold on, I have to hear this.
I've just killed your gunner, he said.
He did kill me.
So Dusty just is taunting Lolo, saying, I just killed your gunner.
Having a conversation.
They're having a conversation. Yeah, so people that are dead are also speaking. They're literally talking to each other.
I think you did pretty good as an extra. I'm outraged right now.
They're just talking to each other.
Get
How the fuck he did... Oh, he did die.
Oh my god. So yeah, again, when people die, they get moved to the same spectator channel. I just wanted to know what they were talking to. They were speaking to each other there. Explosive trap going off, almost blowing up this building, showing a little bit of damage, but not too much. They were trying to get some kills off of this group. Dusty's now coming out. Lolo getting out. Not seeing where Dusty's went. He's now trying to run back in. Dusty quickly trying to get the headshot. He is a hair off, though. Thanks for the 21-month resub, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a kick out of this. Major Khan getting a few shots from Dusty there. Lolo's still alive. It's just he got into a Vic with a dead guy in it, so it doesn't always show his symbol. Another grenade going off. That's going to land right in front of Miles and Cheeseburger, knocking them both out. And Dusty's is going to try to be a one-man army here to try to save GREENFOR from being attacked from this flank. Gets STS killed. Lucid's catching on, though, to those gunshots. Dusty moving in. Spots Lucid there as Lucid goes prone. Gets knocked out, though. Major Khan now flanking from the building and takes Dusty out. But Dusty was able to get a good few licks in. 3 kills is not a bad number for slowing down this flank. But looking at the numbers here, BLUFOR's kind of segregated into 2 groups here. Not even, just one strong group to the southeast of GREENFOR, and then some stragglers on the north and southwestern side. This could be enough because of X-Ray's actions, taking out literally about 10 guys. Let's actually do a head count real quick. Nuzzy on 6 kills, Dusty on 3 kills, Firefly on 1 kill. So yeah, 10 kills between the 3 of them might have just been enough to let GREENFOR get the W for this round. Don't get me wrong, it can still go either way, but GREENFOR's chances are looking a lot better now than they were earlier. "15 minutes remaining for this round. I'm impressed. Guy Fieri, Flux, Dingo, Kai, and Novix being dropped off on the shore by an MH6. to reinforce the southern push. The one big fear, though, is the 1117. Because if GREENFOR doesn't have any AT left to deal with it, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, that 14.5mm on the BTR could still take care of it, but this could go either way. BLUFOR really needs to rally and push in. They got 15 minutes to do it, and GREENFOR just has to keep doing what they're doing. We got King here, contesting with Azariah. Azariah finds him first, though, and Azariah is able to take him out. Double tap him, Az, you know better. All right, King is a really good player. We saw him, especially on the Super Saturday with Arma Jesus, rack up about a dozen kills, maybe a few extra. So Azariah taking him out early on was a really good call there. Now you got Nordy breaching in on GREENFOR, but getting knocked out and actually launched off of the balcony by Blade. So Blade can still do harassment here. As we're having grenades being thrown over and more BLUFOR breaching into this building. I assume Blade is hurting here because of that breach. Yeah, his legs are down. He's going to take a seat. And he is waiting for more BLUFOR to come up and breach his position. Novik's coming up, though. He's a very good player. Oh, but Blade picked the worst possible time to throw a grenade. Otherwise, he would have had Novix, because Novix went into that room looking at the other direction. Scandia Recon rallying on the western side here. GREENFOR, their numbers are looking light, but compared to BLUFOR, there's a lot more skulls down now because of the actions of X-Ray. And it's looking pretty even here. So BLUFOR now has control of the southeastern district here. And they're going to start moving up. But the 113 is starting to breach forward as Lolo is running distraction by blocking up the bunker. And Dryden doesn't notice from that gunner seat that the 113 has just come around. AT coming in for GREENFOR, but is a miss. And now you have the 14.5mm trying to pierce into this vehicle. Vehicle is trying to snipe out some members of Scandia Recon here. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, that, Iander, I don't know what you were thinking there, buddy, but that went as well as you would expect it. 7.62 against an armored vehicle versus the 50 cal of an armored vehicle on an infantryman. Yeah, that, ouch. Big ouch. Now you got that 50 cal puncturing into the gunner seat where Dryden was. He has been knocked out. And some more fire coming in. And Dryden is dead as the bullets come in and wrap him. Oh, gosh. There's his legs. That hurts. BLUFOR with the vehicle advantage. I don't know where the rest of GREENFOR's AT is. I still have seen rounds, though, where the attacking faction with vehicles still doesn't win, because if the defending faction is able to still whittle down the BLUFOR infantry coming in, they could still clutch this. MS up here. Mr. Partnered on Twitch, doing his best. He's on a kill himself. On a rooftop trying to pick off more dudes. Broken trading with Guy Fieri in the elevator shaft, and then gets his legs blown out by Novix. What a cheeky little position to put a PKM gunner. I like it. But now you got McGowan trying to flank. You got a few shots into this group, but no kills. And BLUFOR is slowly starting to encroach, but we are about to be at the 10-minute mark. X-Ray for BLUFOR still pushing up the flank. GREENFOR using all of these buildings to the best of their ability, though. But actually, BLUFOR, I think, is starting to lose that numbers advantage. Looking at GREENFOR, we got a good mix of skulls, sure, but BLUFOR, I'm seeing more skulls. on everything, considering that, you know, a lot of their guys are also still in vehicle assets. I think GREENFOR has been able to wrestle the number advantage out of BLUFOR here. And we just had some sort of explosive charge go off and blow up Vix. I don't know what the fuck that was about. We got more BLUFOR guys dead in the square here. And GREENFOR might be able to hold, but I just saw GREENFOR get picked off. One of their guys by that 50 cal. Just looking at the triangle comparison here, there is definitely more GREENFOR than BLUFOR here. So when it came down to the fights in the CQC areas, GREENFOR X-Ray did a trade 3 for 10. Harassment on the 1117, picked off a 50 cal gunner. And BLUFOR's just stagnant at this point. And GREENFOR is just fighting a really good guerrilla war with all these big buildings. Are the commanders for both sides still alive? Dust Eyes is still alive for BLUFOR command. And Standards is still alive for GREENFOR command, holding at the actual cache site. 8 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. BLUFOR has all the vehicle assets, but I don't see it. I honestly don't see BLUFOR bouncing back here with the amount of time that's remaining. Just because of the sheer amount of GREENFOR guys that are still up. Harrior trying to get some shots off of Rolo, Mass, and Bay Potato, but he is going to be pinned, and he is alone. And now you got Schalt over here firing from a different building. It's just the sheer amount of garrisons that we have here, just being able to deliver so much enfilading fire. That's what's causing all the issues here. And I think Scandi Recon just managed to put an explosive on the 1117 and take it out. Olaf actually managing to kill Nafs there. Now you're going to start having cook-off on that vehicle. Now you got Yanni breaching up as well. Guys, that is a square. Changed my mind. Olaf throwing some grenades around. He just low threw a frag on himself. Olaf, what are you doing? Silly goober. Stark trying to look over to see Olaf's feet. Yanni running in the bush. Olaf gets up. And then Yanni shoots him in the back. Ah, dear oh dear. Harry Ord, Major Khan, Arma Jesus, Cheese, and Morphe's trying to come up on a different flank for this cache, but I think it's over. And now that I'm tipsy, I'm debating ordering another fucking pizza. Gosh darn it. I don't know, guys. Just the amount of BLUFOR that are still up, we could still see a sandwich north to south, but I think GREENFOR has enough forces here to hold along both flanks. Can't go wrong with pizza, damn right. Major Khan starting to breach into the large office complex here. You're sure an explosive trap go off, actually eliminating Dingo. He gets trapped under debris. He might not be able to make it out of there. And he just had a lot of bullets come up to this little bird. As BLUFOR attempts a landing, Mountain trading. Denaldo waking up. This is where the cache is, though. If they had AT, they could mag dump up there, but they don't have any good guns for it. Denaldo's going to be able to say he found the cache, though, and he might be able to steal that PKP and mag dump it. Oh, Denal, do not go for bandaging right now. No, 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 no. Grab that PKP and do a mag dump. BLUFOR might be able to clutch this. Pizza money. Ginger, I appreciate it. Oh, I'll order it between, fuck, $6.90 is not enough, though. A Pizza Hut stuffed crushed cheese. No, it's a Papa John's stuffed crushed cheese. It's like 12 bucks. More grenades going in. Denaldo's gonna grab the machine gun. BLUFOR might be able to clutch this. Because of a surprise. Of course Mountain does something like that. Mountain's the new Logan. Grenades being thrown. I can't believe this. Holton getting knocked out. And GREENFOR doesn't have any good angles here. More pizza money. There we go. Thank you, Ginger. I'll give you a play-by-play in between the rounds for that pizza. Mountain throwing a grenade off. Warlords, though, on the lighthouse tower picking off his buddy. Why aren't they picking up this PKP and mag dumping the cache? Warlord's in that window up there trying to line up a shot on Mountain. Trying to get some GL rounds on there. This is BLUFOR's last chance, in my opinion. He's trying to use his fucking 9mm MP7, which I think is 9mm. It's either that or 45 ACP. He's getting shot at, though, from below as well as Warlord, and taken out. It's 5-7. Fair enough. So same round as P90. But I really don't get why they take the PKP and mag dump the cache. That would have been the smart thing to do. And they looked at it too, so they knew it was there. Ay, ay, ay. So GREENFOR sending more forces up to hold against another potential airborne attack. Excuse me, air assault attack. MP7 is 9mm? Alright. Explosive charge going off, trying to take out 113, but it was ineffective. Another little bird tried to come in, but the the pilot was shot out. Mankey getting knocked out because the pilot tried another landing there and managed to ram the side of it. Sanders also down. Now you got the 14.5mm getting remounted off that BTR as they try to pick off the 113 gunner, because BLUFOR now knows that the cache is in here based off of what Mountain was able to get out from that LR. I think this is the end, though. We are at 1 minute, 10 seconds remaining. Honestly, I would say the MVPs for this mission were GREENFOR X-Ray for getting those initial 10 kills, which slowed BLUFOR's advance down, because without them, I don't think GREENFOR would have been able to hold without those types of sacrifice plays. Ginger Gamer giving Tarnfolk a sub. Noise. I hope you all keep enjoying the operations. Tarnfolk, always great to see you in FNF. I will probably see you in the NA rounds, right? Otherwise, hope you keep enjoying the ops and stay safe from COVID, please. Who is that driving? That's fucking Lolo from TSB, just circling at this point. They're not going to be able to kill him. So here's the deal. When this round ends, I am going to go AFK for a second. Overtime! Overtime! Oh, well, fuck, they just smoked the vehicle. Lolo, you gotta get out, buddy. I think GREENFOR just had a blue-on-blue incident right there. He's just chilling in the back. Fucking overtime bullshit. GREENFOR's just shooting their own dudes. They're confused. They know that there's BLUFOR in the area. Lolo's just gonna sit it out. What the actual fuck? Explosive charge going on the south, like... Lolo's just being a fucking rebel abusing the system here. GREENFOR's won this, okay? That's the easy way to call it. Lolo gets out and tries to pull a fast one on Koak, but Koak shows us that the PKP is nothing to pull a fast one on. And then he kills his teammate. And then GREENFOR proceeds to eliminate each other. Oh my god. Alright, so here's the deal. I am going to play a few ads. Oh god, that broke for a second. When they end, I will be back. We'll order the pizza, and we will talk about the next round, and I will reset the command. So, thank you so much for watching this first round. We'll be back in just a few minutes for round 2.